Hello everyone, welcome to the corner. Tonight we're going to do what's in the box. We concluded with all the comments and such. A few people were close. I had one guy tool tossed, thought it was resin. Well, he's partially right, it's half resin. The lower half is a kit, the upper half is a resin body or resin roof off of one of Jimmy Flintstone's cars. I also had a couple guys comment on there, and they said it was a 50s GM. Well, you're pretty close. You're right. I mean, well, for the most part, it's a 51 Chevy, I think it is, what I started out with. I want to say, I don't know if it's the Fleet line or if it was the Bel Air, I'm not sure, but it has deluxe on the side, script on the trim on the side. I want to say it was a 51 Chevy of some sort. It doesn't look like one much anymore. It's been slightly reworked, but we'll get to that here in a minute. So, without further ado, I'll shut the camera off for a minute and swap everything out here, and we'll get it out of the box. Look out, I'm going high tech on y'all. This is what I have so far. It's in primer for the most part, as you can see. It's been sanded down in a couple areas. Started out, like I say, as a 51 Chevy. It's got the resin roof off of one of Jimmy's Ford Customs that he had. It's got the swept forward B-pillars on it, grafted into the Chevy body. The front grill area, front bumper, are all off the Revell 49 Merc. Headlights are the Chevy headlight buckets molded into the body. The hood has been pancaked, as you can probably see. I'll take it off the stand here in a minute. Rear quarters back are 57 Corvette. It'll have 57 Corvette taillights and taillight buckets in it. It's got the Chevy chassis underneath it. It's got inline 6 for the power plant. I had to try out my new gadget tonight. Like I say, the front grille surround is cut just below the headlight, cut up and straight across right between here, back down and across again. And then this is all off the 49 Merc, the Revell 49 Merc, the Kustom, the newest Kustom that came out. I'm going to probably go with the front bumper on the front, leave the back bumper off. Hood's trying to come off. I don't know if I'm really going to go with the straight 6 yet. The straight 6 is so tall inside the engine compartment that it pushes the hood. I'm either going to have to redo the hood or eliminate the 6 and go with a V8. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do there yet, but right now, as you can probably see, the engine is down as far as it can go. If it goes any farther, the oil pan and trans are going to be on the ground. If they aren't already, the center of the transmission right here is just about on the ground. Pretty darn close. But. So I don't know if I'm going to go with a 6 in there or not. I might go with a V8 in it. Maybe stick a small block or something in. I don't know yet, but figure that out when I get there. But then the hood, the stock hood would be cut up through here, coming up through here, and then this would all lift off, be one part with the hood. They call this, well, I think pancaking is when they took the height of the hood out. And they cut the height of the hood and then dropped the height of the hood down. Make it look more like a pancake. That's what they called pancaking back in the day. Not too sure what they call the cutting of the hood and leaving it, two piece, or the initial part of the hood with the body. But, I'll give you a little bit better, maybe. A little bit of a side profile. Got this idea from another modeler, Randy, a friend of mine from Kustom Kemps. He's a pretty awesome modeler himself. Builds a lot of cool stuff, cool ideas. I mean, the ideas that this guy has is just phenomenal. But he came up with the idea of doing this roof line on I think he put his on an Oldsmobile, and I came up with the idea and did this, whatever, and kind of copied his idea and went a little bit further with it, with the tail lights and the front grille assembly and everything on it. And this is the back half. Back half's just going to be smooth. It'll keep the emblem on it. I'll bare metal foil that. And the taillight buckets will be chromed as well. Chassis, there's really not much underneath it. It's all just stock Chevy, and it's kind of tucked up inside the body. I shaved a little bit off the top of the rear wheel wells to get the chassis to fall up into the body a little bit more, just to drop it that way a little bit more instead of messing with the suspension too much. Suspension is altered. Front suspension, the spindles are flipped, and then the axle, you can see I switched the rear axle out for an axle that has the drop blocks in it. That way I can drop it down and get it down in the weeds where I like them. For those of you that don't know, I don't know if I've said it before, I like everything that I build pretty low. Low as I can get it anyway, with it looking somewhat feasible. Then again, that's what airbags are for in the real cars. Get it down where you want it and stick it in the grass. Don't know what I'm going to do as far as colors yet. I've been kind of tossed between a kind of a banana colored yellow with a champagne gold on the lower, or flopping the two colors. I think the yellow would look better on the upper half. Kind of do a two-tone type job on it. Sorry about that. Or I thought about shooting it all in one color. Just kind of go with a really bright eye-popping color on it. Not too sure what I'm going to do yet for color on it. But here you can see where I added the strips on the outer edges of the hood to get it to fit the new configuration. Whenever you do customizing, whenever you're going to cut something, it's always a good idea to draw a center line down whatever you're working on. That way you can measure out. It helps just to keep everything kind of uniform, keep everything kind of perpendicular with each other. That way you don't get one side that's, you know, way out here and then the other side's cut way in. You don't want it looking all wonky, I guess. About the best way to put it. Every time I work on something or cut something, whether it's a chassis or body, I always draw a center line down it just to give me a reference point, just somewhere to work from. Chassis more so, that way your suspension and everything's sitting straight. Now I know these things aren't going to drive down the road. You don't need them to be straight and narrow going down the road on a perfect line, but as a model, you still want it to look right. You don't want it looking all kind of kittywampus. Not sure on it, but I thought if I went with a V8, I'd probably go with a Leighton style blower on it. Something along this line where the carburetors would come out off the side of the blower and stick off the side of the blower versus going up. This way I'd kind of keep it all underneath the hood. Thought about if I did something like that, I'd go that way, put a small box Chevy in it and go with a Leighton style blower on it. Have the engine look just as wild as the outside of the car in some respects, but not too sure how I'm going to do it yet. Like I say, I'm still kind of picking and choosing what I'm going to do on it, which way I'm going to go and how I'm going to get there kind of thing. But also thought if I go, these are the taillight housings and the lenses. Just a small little sphere of a taillight would be back there. But just nice and smooth. And being that this has a front bumper on the front, like you saw, that being the front bumper, I thought about cutting the back side, cutting that little pin off of these, so I just have the curve in the outer bumper on it. I thought about flipping that upside down and tucking that on the back side of the body, just so that little chrome sphere will stick out. Okay, right there. Just so it kind of roll the back edge of that body. Just kind of give it a little something back there for a chrome or bumper, whatever. Not 100% sure on that idea yet, but that's kind of what I was thinking. Not, totally stuck on it yet. But. And then, oh, I got the wrong one out here. Hold on one second. I was thinking about skirts on it. I don't know if I'm going to go this route or not. Like I say, it's all just ideas. I kind of like the idea, or kind of like the look of it with all the red steels and white showing on it. I'm a white wall freak fan, whatever you want to call it. I prefer to keep the whites out in view where you can see them. Just to kind of have that look, the old school look. Okay, now that you guys are kind of getting used to kind of stepping into my mind a little bit, let's see if you can pick this one out. What's in this box? And I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. This one is not down the center. This one is hit way out in left field. That's all I'm going to tell you. You guys take that as it goes. See if you can get an idea on what's in this box. See how close you come. And I'm going to say one thing. It'll throw you for a curveball when you see what comes out of it. It's nothing spectacular, but you're going to kind of be like, what? But that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. All right. With that in mind, leave your comments down below. Tell me if you like this stuff or not. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Hit that notification bell to be alerted when new videos come up and come about. Monday night, I'm planning on sitting down and starting to do another how-to video. I'm kind of stuck between doing the custom wheels, or I'd like to start doing, I don't know how many steps it's going to take, but I want to start doing a chop top video. I just got to figure out which car I want to chop the top on, and I'll drop the lid on something and see if we can make it happen and kind of show you how I go about chopping the top. And I know there's quite a few people out there that have done it, and I know there's quite a few people out there that have not done it. So I'm going to try to walk you through step by step how I do a chop top on a car. I'll show you first how to, on like on a Model A where the posts are straight up and down, they're about the easiest chop. You just take your X amount of that you want out of them, drop them down, you're pretty much done. Fill it in, sand it, putty it up, you're good. Now on something like a 51 Fleet Line where you've got a swept back roof on it, those are a little tricky. A lot like a 49 Merc. They're the two. Anything with a swept back style roof or like a Merc is going to be the hardest hardest top to chop. If I can spit it out, I'll be all right. But I'll start picking around here and see what I've got for kits, see what I've got to kind of work with. I know I've got a couple 51 Fleet Lines. I got a couple chops in progress with them. I also got a couple other cars going on with midway through chops on them as well. But I can maybe pull some of those in progress runs out to kind of show you as I go, to kind of give you an idea of cuts and stuff like that. Also pull out my 51 Fleet Line that's already chopped, although that one, the roof is sagged on it. It's kind of flattened out over time. Of course, that thing was built probably 26 years ago, but it's been a while. But with that in mind, we'll just cut it off here and let you all go for the night. Thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate all the comments everyone's been giving me. I love hearing from you guys. I like hearing your stories about stuff. I know a lot of you guys like the Dare program story that I said last time about the 55 Chevy and such. It's just, I like hearing your feedback, hearing you guys come back and tell me your stories about stuff in your time and things that you've done and stuff. It's kind of nice to connect with y'all. So just a kind of neat, fun way to make this all kind of come full circle a little bit. With that in mind, I'm going to cut you all loose, and we'll talk to you later. We'll see you on the corner, and have a good one. Take care and enjoy the weather as it comes. Warm weather is coming. A little chilly outside today, a little rainy outside, but hey, we'll take it. It's not snow. Don't have to shovel rain. Take care, everyone. We'll see you later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.